Good evening, Mr. and Mrs. America, and all the ships at sea. Now let's go straight to press. It would seem we have a foreign pay dirt that has come to our shores today, and it's from the beautiful lands to the great white north. And in this time of delayed containers and shipping and products, this item did not come in a bag, box, or bundle. It arrived in a can. In fact, a whole pan in a can. And yes, I have my little shadow behind me, but we are going to be delving into some pan in a can pay dirt today. I am Bayou Gold Guy. Thank you for joining me on this episode. And let's get right into it at the new gold epicenter of South Louisiana, our table. And look at our X marks the spot for pan in a can. And as you can see right there, nuggets guaranteed. So this is going to be some fun. Let's get right into it. And like I said, we are doing pan in a can, the large can, which arrived to me in a box here, packed up nicely, wrapped up in plastic. Excuse me, in good order. I also had included, as I said before, when I had done the first little can of their little brother here, the sample can of Nip and Tuck Mine pan in a can, that I hadn't gotten the stickers the first time, but if I ended up getting more of their dirt, I would. So I did. I ordered one of their Nip and Tuck Goldmine stickers with the miner coming out of the can, which I really like that sticker. And I also ordered one of their It Will All Pan Out, and they sent me two of those. So these were like, I think $1 American, and I think this was like $3.20 or something American, because it's all Canadian up there. So this can, actually I'd seen Dan Hurd do this before, and until recently I had my small can video out, and that's about the only other ones that I'd seen. Bill's Trash and Treasure just did a small can recently. I just went on their site today and checked before I did this video. They do have the small cans still available, but they are out of stock on this big can. And kind of funny story to get it. I'd commented, or actually I'd sent him a message when I did the small can about if I'd gotten 0.48 tenths of a gram on the sample can. I did double the gold. Just ask him if that was the right amount that I'd gotten. And I'm not sure if I was talking with Steve or James, but I was thinking for some reason it might have been James. But anyway, told me that he had one can. I told him I'd been trying to get a big can. They've been out of stock on it, and they're usually out of stock on these because they go out as soon as they come in. And I was surprised that they had the small cans still in stock. But he said he had one can that was not on the website. If I was interested, he would send it to me. And he'd actually had commented on the video and seen the small can done. So he kind of knew who I was, apparently, and offered to put it on the website. So he contacted me, and he was ready. And I said, yeah, I'm ready. It showed up one in stock. I bought it, and there we go. So this can goes for $209 Canadian, $163.89 US. And it costs $28.57 Canadian to ship it, which is $22.53 American. So, but it's coming across the border and from British Columbia. So yeah, again, this is out of British Columbia. And I had ordered it on September 28th, and I received it by October 6th. So in 8 days, this made it through customs across the border and got here. I've still got an order waiting from a YouTuber that's been 5 weeks. It still hasn't come in. Keeps telling me send it out on Monday, and I still haven't ever got it. I got this stuff in from another country before I got a local in. So I was real happy with the time it got in here. There's no guarantees on this, no gold guarantees on it, except that there is gold, and it is bigger gold in the bigger can. Just like the small can had minerals in it, quartz and a number of different little minerals and chunks and neat stuff. It's same thing in these, but they're bigger because it's a bigger can, just like the bigger gold. So they don't, like I said, they don't put a guarantee on it. They're really, according to what James had said before, they're more interested in the kind of the surprise, which I enjoy, not knowing exactly how much you're going to have out of it, and the more about the fun than the ROI on this. So, but there is supposed to be a minimum. They try to put about 2 grams, at least 2 grams, in the big can that you're going to get. It's not on their website, but I saw him comment on Dan Hurd's channel, and that's what he said on there. So that's what we're going by. But so we'll just see what we have. So first thing we do is I wish we had a screwdriver, and voila. I always wanted to do that. So let's go ahead and pop a top on this cool can of gold. And again, I really appreciate them going to the trouble of specifically making sure I could get a can of their stuff from them. So there we have it. Let's pull out our pan here and get a dump going here and see what's in store for us on this. It's dusty, and when I'd gotten the first can from them, see, we already got little stuff popping up here. Hold on, let's go ahead and man, that is some dust coming out of there. Let's go ahead and get us some water in a pan just to have to rinse some of this stuff off and look at it as we pull it out. Because that's something, I'm not sure what that is. That is like weightless almost, but it's got something dripping in our pan. I'm not sure what to make of that. Like I said, it's almost weightless, but it's embedded with, and it's hard. I mean, it's not, you can't break it off very hard, but is that what peridot naturally comes in? Because that looks kind of like peridot. But okay, that's pretty cool to start with. And see, there's another version, I think, of that. It looks like that's super light material that it's in, but it's surrounding that. Where is he? Man, it's hard. Well, I don't know why this camera. There we go. But you can see. I mean, that just looks cool. And you can see some striations in it there. I'm not sure if that's from the mining of it or if that's in the material and it's sheared off like it's crushed. But again, really, first 2 pieces are pretty damn cool. Something I've never seen before. Oh, and that's a nice looking let's see, look at that first. That's just a cool looking stone with striations, colors. I gotta apologize if the camera's picking up. I've got 2 houses being re-roofed behind me today, and I've been trying to wait until I was hoping they might be finishing up this afternoon, but they're still going at it. So, but that's a neat piece of quartz with the base of it there, the little knuckle. I think I had another one on that other video that had a little knuckle like that on it. So there's another, I think that might be like an agate or something. Some neat colors in that. We've barely started opening the can yet. Now there's our, oh cool, we've got our bag with comes with a little container to put your gold in. Squeeze it out of there. That's a tight fit. They went to some trouble to get that in there. So yeah, there we go. So we got a little container to put our gold in and a little bag. The first one had a bag in it. I'm like, what is this bag for? But that's what the small can had, the bag to put some gold in. So, oh crap. Well, I just slopped a bunch Oh, but it did show up a nice piece of nice hunk of where'd it go? It looked like pyrite there. Came washing out, but I moved it away, so we'll find it as we go through. But we're still dumping out the can at this point. Oh, there's a nice, look at that chunk of pyrite there, man. That is cool. That's a nice big specimen of that. Look how cubic it is. I love that. So that's neat. Looks like that might be like the first bag. I had a little piece of copper ore, and that's what I believe we have there again. In that, it looks like with granite maybe, but very cool. The smaller piece I had ended up breaking when I was moving around. It seemed to be pretty fragile, so I'll be a little more careful on this one. There's another nice specimen piece of pyrite there. Look at that. That's beautiful. Really cool. And we're still getting through the can here. Ah, now there's a piece. I recognize this from the small can that I'd gotten. This is the mica that's in quartz. And actually, that was a big chunk that I had in that other can. This one, I think, is actually a little smaller than the first one I got. But you can see that mica showing in it, and then the quartz that it's in. But really cool stuff. All this stuff comes from their mines or adjacent to it around their area. But yeah, that's really neat. Another nice piece of, look at that. Another nice piece of quartz there. Very cool. All right, so we get it all tapped out of there. And this, there will be, there's no fine gold in this. It's chunky, bigger gold. So should not really be any small stuff to find. They do have, they do offer some that they have in stock right now. There's some organics, and you can see a bunch of these small pieces of pyrite that are showing up in there, little chunks like that. But yeah, they come in a medicine bottle. They're to help cure gold fever, and so yeah, but it's fine gold in that stuff. Small gold, it's like $21 Canadian, so I guess it's around $15 or $16 US for the small bottle. But so all right, well, let's go ahead and get into this. I was looking because he'd sent me a message on when they sent it out, telling me to be sure to look for the garnet, that they put large garnets in this pay dirt as well. So there we go with that. So all right, well, let's get the water set up and we'll be right back. All right, well, we've got us a little bit of material dumped in the pan here to get started with. I'm not going to classify this stuff down because there's nothing too big in it. And since we're looking for bigger gold, I just as soon not have it strained out and be just going through smaller dirts. So we're just going to do it all natural and see how we go, rinsing off that dirt and look through this, get a better look at some of this material as well as we go through it. And when I first ordered when I ordered the first can, I got this back. I got the little can when I first ordered from them back in June. Ended up doing the video. It's actually, if you want to watch the small can, it's episode 18 on my channel. of the small pan in a can. That's all that they had in stock at that time. They were out of the big can then, and they had like 2 of the small cans left when I'd gotten that. And like I said, I went and added the double the gold just because of the cost of the shipping was almost half the cost of the can coming from Canada. So, but I don't count ROIs. I don't count that. That's a pretty little stone there. I don't count shipping in my ROIs anyway, but it's still better to try to get the best. You know, you don't want to just spend money for nothing, but you know, this is like I said, when you're ordering something out of the country, yeah, it's gonna cost a little bit more. So I thought it was like from a larger, you know, like a Lynch Mining or one of those Miners Depot, you know, setups. This is basically James and Steve, 2 guys. Nip and Tuck Mine is their mine, their claim. They got a couple other claims, I believe, but that's where their main gold and stuff comes from. And go on YouTube. I'd recommend going on YouTube and checking out the Nip and Tuck Mine at YouTube channel and the Pan in a Can YouTube channel, because really, it's really cool seeing them going up there, opening up their camp, opening up their mine, starting getting their trommel and everything going, fighting the. This is, like I said, it's neat. Some of them are a couple of years old, some of them are newer, but some neat videos, neat stuff to see it going on. And so when I found that out, I feel a little better about spending a little extra money on this and supporting these guys, because like I said, they've got some really cool videos out. They seem to be really good guys, and I really enjoyed the small can that I did when I got it from them. So like as a novelty gold, it was I got like about a 60, I think a 60% ROI on the 0.48 grams I'd gotten from them on the can, which for a sample can, you know, that's and it was some pretty little gold. So pretty uniform, but it was you know, it was pretty gold. So but it was smaller stuff, of course, because it was a sample can. So we're looking forward to seeing some prettier pieces of their gold out of their mine on this one. But I really like that facet of seeing the place where your product's coming from, and you know, and actually you're contacting, you're talking to the people that are actually doing it, running their stuff. So that's a neat multicolored little stone there. So like I said, it just adds a different aspect to it. Another chunky piece of pyrite. So yeah, like I said, other than the video that Dan Hurd did on this a couple of years ago, I could not find any other videos on the large pan in a can or the small one until, like I said, just now recently, Janet, Bill's Trash and Treasure, had a small can that she had done. And I think Backyard Prospecting has a video out where he does a small can too. So there aren't many of them out there on YouTube to see. And like I said, and Dan's the only one that has done the large can that I've seen. So that was another reason I thought it would be cool to do this. And the fact that that first video is one of my most watched videos on my channel, with over 200 views on it, which for you know, not being a Miners Depot video, which seems to be the most popular, it still gets views to this day regularly. And so I was thinking, well, you know, that people want to see that, or are tuning to see that, so let's go ahead and do the big brother and give the people what they want: more pan in a can. So that's what we're doing. We try to be accommodating on this channel. Again, I apologize if you're hearing tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat. I got like 3 different roofers with coil guns up there firing in Firing down those shingles. Four nails per shingle, so you hear the pop, 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 pop. That's one shingle. And you got three of them going at the same time. It sounds like a little war going on up there. So this is some fine stuff here at the bottom. I keep seeing little cubes of pyrite moving through, or fool's gold as it's called. A lot of crushed pyrite in this. And it's that kind of cubic shape to it. That's another nice sizable little chunk there. So we'll throw that to go in the gem jar. Like I said before, you know, I much prefer gold to trinkets in the. Oh, look at there! Now that's that looks like one of my polished garnets that I had. Looks like a pomegranate seed, but I think there's supposed to be a larger raw garnet in here. But I like the little polished garnet. Be watching for more of those. But like I said, but it's fun from time to time to go through and find the little neat stuff in there like that. A lot of pyrite. Another nice chunk of pyrite. And then of course, like that mica crystal that was in here, there's a large amount of scales of mica in here that shimmer and shine. But look at all that. There is a bunch of pyrite collecting in the bottom of that. He's just got a little bit brassier tint to it than gold does, but it can fool you whenever it's smaller and really shining like that, as far as like being like the fine gold. So all right, let's see what we have in the bottom of this. I'm already seeing a flake. There's a flake of real gold right there that's shining up. There's a couple of more pieces showing up there. Nice. It's nice, very nice. To be larger gold, it's kind of cool to have some other sizes in there too. Another nice chunk of pyrite to go in the. Actually, there's a lot of nice chunks of pyrite in here that make nice little shiny cubes. That would be cool to maybe throw in some future pay dirts there to dress them up a bit. See, there's another nice chunky. I like that. I like the pyrite. I don't see that much of it like that in all the pay dirts I do as a rule. Other than crushed, fine crushed stuff. But yeah, that pyrite does hold pretty close to like the gold does. There's a bunch of those little chunks in there. That's cool. You gotta really work that stuff out of that gold. As you can see, it not really. I washed a piece of gold away, trying to get that out of there. But yeah, you can see right there are a nice a few variety of pieces, sizes there. So we'll go ahead and clear that out. I'll find the piece that got away, and we'll be back on another pan. All right, we're down at the bottom of the next pan. I saw that chunk of gold there showing up. So I thought, yeah, I'd say we're at the bottom just about. Again, in this pan, I found a bunch more chunks of some really neat fool's gold in big cubic squares, and something that was red and kind of reddish and shiny. I don't know if it was another piece of pyrite, but yeah, look, that's a nice looking little piece of gold there. Look at that. That's that is not a flat that is not a flat piece. That's a chunky piece there. You can hear that? Yeah, that's a solid. That's a thunker. Very nice. That will not go in the. Have to open up the vial for that one. We were watching the video the other night, and they were on the comments. Somebody said saying the same thing about what I joke about. Yeah, man, don't you just hate it when you have to open your vial to put your gold in because it's just too big to fit up the tube, man. That's yes. If that was the only problems we had, what a world it would be. Pretty piece of gold though there for sure. And that's our first chunky piece there. I'm just chunking all those little cubic pieces of pyrite into the pan there as I see them. Anything that's big enough to be where you can actually see the cubic of it. I think they're neat. But yeah, this is a pyrite heavy bag for sure. And there's another couple of smaller pieces of gold showing up there. Little 3 of them actually. A bigger one and a couple of smaller ones. And then we got nothing but fool's gold left. So all right, well that's the second pan on this. So pretty fun stuff to go through, I have to say. It's a little challenging trying to get around all the pyrite and some fine material. So not excessively difficult, but still not just something you just walk through. So all right, let's get back to it. I just wanted to come back and show that just how natural this pay dirt is, because it comes right out of the ground from their claims, and you can see there's leaves, there's organic stuff in here, twigs, any number of things. So, and it's very dirty. So yeah, that's pretty cool. You know, you're going natural with that stuff in there. All right, well, when I see that, it's time to come back. a nice little chunker of gold there showing up in the bottom of this. Look at that little piece there. That is a nice, another nice. It's wide and flat. I don't know what the deal is with my zoom these days on this camera. It used to be really good at picking that up, but yeah, you can see there. That's a neat little piece of gold there. It's got some nice contours to it, and it makes a nice tick when you hit the pan. Let's get back out, or I'll get it back up there with the. So yeah, like I said, while it's not a particularly hard material to go through, you do have to work it down rather slowly to get the to get those chunkier, all that pyrite and those bigger pieces that are in there out. There's another nice little piece over on the side, another flat piece beside this one next to the rocks. So you know, yeah, I mean, it's not the easiest stuff to just walk through. That's a neat, whatever that shiny thing is. And there are some littler pieces in there that you got to watch out for to get too. So, and while it is the bigger chunky gold, there is a little bit of smaller stuff in there. So you would, if you were classifying it down, you would be getting something in your other classifications. So that's always cool. But yeah, you can see how those rocks at the top just really hold up there. They do not want to move easily. You almost got to do it like the black sand, where you're washing it over and not washing your gold away. But like I said, you can see they don't just run away from it. You gotta work that stuff out. So again, even though it says it's bigger, chunkier gold in here, you can see there's quite a few smaller pieces in there to get out. So I always like that. I like having a little bit of variety in there. Oh, see, I just washed two pieces down. I think that was gold. I might be washing. I might have been washing pyrite, but there we go. That's another nice little finish to that pan. That one doesn't even want to go in too easily. There, it's in the tube. You can see it in the tube there. That's why. Tap it down. And once again, just for the joy of showing, yes, you got to open that vial and pick up that gold and put it in by hand. Cool. Oh. I think it just fell back out. Did I just lose it? Did I miss it getting in there? I think it just went back in my tailings. Okay, well, I'll have to go back through there and double check that out. As long as it stays in the pan or near the pan. I've never lost any gold yet. I've had a couple pieces that dropped into the grass or down beside the table there that scared me, but they didn't get away from me. So, well, that'll make it fun to go through the tailings if I got to find that other big piece when it comes out. So it was too big to even get into the bottle easily. So all right, well, we'll see what wonders this pan holds when we get back. All right, we're down to the bottom of another one. The last pan I didn't show just because it had a few flakes in the bottom. It wasn't much to it, but you can see there's some nice stuff popping through this immediately. Some more big pieces of gold there. Very nice. You can hear the compressor running in the background. Oh, actually, I think that's a blower. They're blowing off the debris as they work on the roof. But yeah, look at there. That's some more nice, chunky, really good-looking pieces of gold there on this. So yeah, can you hear me over there? Let's see, is that going to go in? Like I said, I'm still not sure if... Oh, I just blew it back out. It didn't go up all the way. No. We're just going to have to open it up and drop it in. But I'm not sure if that last big piece, what I heard was it falling into the jar or falling into the pan. So I'll notice if it's missing when I do the dump. But like I said, I go through all my tailings right away anyway. I don't save anything for later. I expect it to be clean, so I'll go through it sometimes 2 or 3 times, depending on if I keep finding stuff, until I'm sure, especially if it's got a variety of gold in it, where it's or the material where it kind of sloughs off easily. So you can it's really easy to have a piece or two of that small stuff get away in it. So all right, that looks like that's clean. I haven't seen any fine flour gold at all. So we're getting down to that 3 pounds. It was a little over 3 pounds. I weighed it in the can there when I got it in on my new scale. So it was we were a little bit over our 3 pound amount on the can, but it makes for quite a bit of material to go through. So that can. Well, all right, we're at the bottom of the last of our can in a can. And it looks like it's gonna be a bit anticlimactic for the final pan. I keep finding these. I'm not sure if these are garnets or what. I'm throwing them off to the side. They're black and dense, but it looks like we've got a little piece up there, and that's about it. One flake of gold. Is that what we're going to finish off with there, it looks like? That's a little better than no gold, but wasn't exactly the honker I was expecting to maybe get at the bottom of the last of the pan there. So, all right, well, let's just see. Let's see what our snuffer bottle looks like here. Hear a lot of gold clunking out of there. All right, well, there we have a pretty nice representation of some British Columbia Nip Tuck Mine gold. It's looking pretty. I'm thinking that my big piece is not missing. I think that was one of those right there that I dropped into the bottle. So I must have just been hearing it hit the bottle. So all right, well, we'll get this all cleaned up, and I'll go through my tailings again just to make sure, and then we'll get it on the scale and see what we got. And if we look close, you can see that there actually is a bit of fine flour gold that was picked up in the through the process. So there was a little bit of super fine stuff in there. So that's cool. So all right, yeah, I had to get my light. I'm like I said, I was waiting for these guys to get closer to done, and I almost started this too late. Plus, I thought this was going to go a little bit quicker. It was a little more challenging than I expected. So that's it. All right, get it cleaned up. Well, all right, I just finished up my tailings, and I missed nothing except that one big piece that I did hear fall. That was in the tailings. It made it back in the pan. So it's back. We are in pitch black dark out here now. So we're going to take our gold in and weigh it up and see what we got. Yeah. Well, all right, we've got us a pan of dried gold here. Some pretty looking chunky stuff. We've got some nice pieces in there. Like I said, we've got some cool character to it. And some fine stuff, a little bit of fine stuff, some smaller pieces, larger pieces. So let's put it on the scale and see what we end up with here. Let's start by getting it on our paper. There's a bit of dust in there. Let's kick on the scales. Check our 20 grams. We have 20 grams. Let's see what we have in the way of gold. So there we have, let's see. Looks like that's what it's wanting to hold at. 2.08586. It's juking. 2.087 or 88. Which is it going to hang at? Looks like 2.087. 2.088. All right. 88. All right, we're going to give it the benefit of the doubt. Go 2.088. Let's look and see what our chunks weigh. There's that one. It's a little over a half a gram. Our biggest one. Three. Another 3. So, all right. Well, I have to say, from what I'd seen on Dan Herzen, he got bigger chunks and more gold, but every can's different. So, but like they said, they make sure there's at least 2 grams in it. So they barely made it on this one, 2.088. We called it. So let's see what we'll see what numbers that gives us here. Let's check it out. Well, all right. It's a nice look at our beautiful gold here from British Columbia, the Nip Tuck Gold Mine, in the pan in a can. So, like I said, we had 2.088 grams. Whenever I bought this, it was going for $1,751 an ounce, or $56.30 a gram. At that price, it comes out to $117.56 worth of gold and a 72% ROI. If I count today's price, since gold has gone up to about $1,865, this gold's now worth $125.22 with a 76% ROI. So it's already made money since I got it. So, but like I said, it's some very pretty gold. Some nice character on it. And like I said, it's really cool because I've seen on the YouTube videos where they actually get it out from. And like I said, it's some neat stuff. So we got between our gold and then we've got our, let's see if we get this other piece flipped over here to look at it and get another check it out. But yeah, some chunky gold and some pretty little nuggets. So we've got that. And then we've also got our, let's set that to the side there, and we've got our bowl full of our little container there to put our stuff in. And like I said, I'm happy with the gold. I'm actually a bit disappointed with the the trinkets here, I was hoping to get. He told me they had a there was a big garnet in here. Even whenever when he sent me a text on that he was sending out my pay dirt, be sure to watch out for and I'd seen like I said on Dan Hurd when he did it, he had one that was about the size of a marble, and I was already planning on using my buddy's using his tumbler to polish it. But I mean that's not that big of a garnet, and I've got like y'all know, I've got a jar full of those, so that's really nothing. And the other thing that I was really hoping to get was the he had a piece of the what's that octahedron fluorite crystal, which is 8-sided diamond shaped crystal that was really cool. And so I didn't get either one of those in this. So I did get, like I said, this. It's not showing up very well on this. The I guess the peridot in this black. I think that's peridot in the in this black, very light black rock. It feels weightless almost. It really does. It's unusual. I'm not sure what it is. It's better when it's wet. But yeah, I mean that's cool. So I hadn't seen that. And then of course we've got our big chunks of pyrite and tons of little cubics of it. So that's pretty cool. I had some other pieces that I kind of threw in there that I wasn't sure if they were maybe rough garnets or not, because when they were wet they seemed kind of reddish. But there's our big piece of quartz. That's very cool. And then the same thing that needs to be wet. The cool copper ore in the quartz. So again, a very neat looking specimen. And then finally our very cool mica with the mica in quartz. Like I said before in the first video, I got a piece of this. I wasn't sure if this is like the gold bearing ore that you'd crush to try to extract gold from it, but it's a very shiny, neat piece. So, and then of course our other little crystal shard there with the little nipple on the little dimple on the whatever that chunk is on it, where it came off the thing. So yeah, there's there's some trinkets in there. So, but for the big can, big things, that's not that much different from what I got from the little can. So, but it was neat stuff to go through. There's a cool piece of pyrite with the with some rocks still in it. So that looks cool. So overall, though, it was pretty neat, and it was something, like I said, something different. It's a novelty pay dirt pretty much, because it's from, a long way away, and it costs a lot to get it here. So it's something to try out and explore, but I just I don't see buying a lot of it just because it's $22 for the postage on this. And like I said, I don't count postage on it, but you still don't pay, that we try to keep it down. So, but to get one to try and say you've done it, have a can, it's a neat, like I said, it's a neat can. They're out of stock now. They do have, like I said, the small cans are available online at they've got a website. Just punch up Google pan in a can pay dirt, and it will come up for it. And like I said, I really appreciate him putting this out for me. Whenever like I said, he specifically went online and loaded it in and let me know when it was in to be able to get it, his last can that he had. So I really appreciate him taking the time to do that. And like I said, I really enjoy their YouTubes. So they got the two channels, the Nip and Tuck YouTube channel and the Pan in a Can channel. I'd suggest checking both of them out because it's pretty neat. So that said, I think that'll take care of this batch of Yukon gold from British Columbia. Well, all right. So this will wrap up our Pan in a Can Golden Gems video. I'm thinking that I'm going to go ahead and continue this theme with the bag I just got in recently of the large gizmo bag, Supreme from Lynch Mining. That's a gold and gem bag. It's a guaranteed 1 gram of gold in it, and make that the next one, and then we'll go on to something different from there. But we'll make it a little mini gem series here. We'll compare and see what we get out of that bag compared to our can here from British Columbia. But with that being said, I've got to order some gold tonight from Gold Bay. Dave, I got a email from him saying he's about to be raising his prices because gold is going up steadily, and he's like the countdown is going on. There's about tonight, I think as of tonight, he'll be raising his prices. So be a good time to jump in and get a little bit more gold from him before he does that. So that's what I'm about to do after this, and then we'll just go from there and see what comes up. So thank you all for watching and subscribing, commenting, liking the videos. I really appreciate it. And until the next time, my friends, peace out. Yeah, some pretty gold.